What's good? Why do I care about humanity? Why do I care about humanity? I mean, I say that like it's not an obvious thing to do because it doesn't feel like it is. And I feel there's active evidence that a lot of people actually land on the contrary. And that worries me. That frustrates me, you know? Welcome to the 'Mazist. I'm your host, Christopher, but right now I want y'all to look beyond the appearances, the name, the title, and into the energy, essence. What do you feel about this online interaction? Because listen, I care about humanity because I care about myself. Like, I know I matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you to feel because I know there are people who believe they matter in this world, that who believe others matter even. But it's like the internet and really social media just shovels you the shit, the scum, the filth. And no, I'm not talking about people or collectives. I'm talking about an energy, ideas. No matter how funny it is or may seem, there was a fleeting sense of filth underlying a lot of this stuff. I know this, granted, might be a projection based on my particular feed or my personal problems being reflected by the feed, but come on, like, I know I'm not the only one being shown jokes about murder, sexism, racism, psychosis, sex as a prerequisite for social standing, and anything else that falls under this umbrella of like filthy energy as quick and harmless entertainment. You feel me? Larger than the energetic filth being presented is this attitude is being presented with. There's an attitude of nihilism being thrust upon our generation as like this resignation against the disappointing, absurd reality we live in. Now, I'm happy that I don't really associate with this mindset nor the person that this attitude feeds on. Generally speaking, I think that like me and my people really believe in purpose and in the lives we should and want to live, and I'm grateful for that. And this isn't a value statement on the nihilist's worth, but really an observation on the effects that this mindset has on the individual. You know, it chips away, it leaves decay and isolated rot in its corner where it laments its stench, but hates the soil where it must be reincorporated into new growth. You feel me? It festers while ignoring the existence of the force of change, of hope, you could say. You can't just, you know, deny the beauty in improving oneself and the positivity it brings you and others just because it doesn't fuel your self-appraising pain. You feel me? That was a lot, but I hope y'all can understand that. Um, and this is a reminder for me, really. Like I'm recording this to like let myself know of these things. That hope is everywhere, like the stars among the void of space, you know? A reminder for when the journey exhausts me without visible gains or progress. Succumbing to the belief that nothing matters is admittedly a natural inclination for the thinking person. I don't blame people that think this way. I know it can be attractive in its intensity to resign to the depths of cynicism, nihilism, and the structures built by people you project on with with carelessness, you know? However, I think people swear they just have to hate while people are actively moving forward, or at least trying to, you know? While, they're cycling through doubts and judgments like a favorite episode of a bad show, They're just hating to hate while they got their own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you really believe the subjects of your or the objects of your cynicism are moving wrong or inefficient or whatever bullshit you come up with, you do well to recognize that movement is not inherently in one direction. We're all going somewhere. We're all moving somewhere. You know? Cease looking to these foreign actors and influences for the directions you must navigate yourself. You're only going to find that, you either don't like where they're heading Or you like where they're heading, but you don't think you can get there. You feel me? Care enough to take the reins on your drive, but not enough to attach to the current path like it's set in stone. We have the freedom to choose, and nothing is static. What did Bruce Lee say? Be like water, fluid, flowing. Be able to adopt the shape of structures around you, but free enough to leave convention like a state change of the mind and spirit. He was speaking on a stance for life, greater than just combat or a martial arts philosophy. It is life, adaptability, transformation, like water. And it's my belief that, to care about humanity is to care about Earth. Non-negotiable. It's not even a question here. What are we talking about? And to care about the Earth is to feel it deeply. Like, we about to get woo-woo out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all need to really get out of that head and into the spirit for your own sake. Feel the Earth so deeply, and you may feel the pain and struggle of humanity, not because it's the only thing there, but it is a constant. It is a detail. It is a feature of the world, whether you perceive it directly or not. And to care for humanity is to feel it. And feeling is not succumbing to the emotions, but to move the energy into their proper channels for direction towards balance. You feel me? And I care about humanity because I feel intensely. My emotions are very, very strong, and is often bit me in the ass. And often I need grounding for my own sense of self and my sense for others around me. Knowing this, I'm starting to understand that humanity and the earth we stand on are bound. No matter our endeavor to explore the cosmos, no matter our hubris to exploit resources for profit, we are bound to the earth like a child is to their mother. And the conditions created by this mother are a garden where the child plays, learns, eats, and rests. I think we ignore this often, this teacher, this mother we call Earth, in favor of feeding this ego with our engines of projection, exploitation, and ignorance disguised as progress or tradition. Why am I saying all this? Because I care so much about humanity that my goal is to share these observations and thoughts in the hopes they can resonate in y'all's hearts and minds and inspire y'all to dream of better solutions, of better questions even. Like, we need to question things more, question ourselves, question things, question the world around us, We gotta, how can we get to the solutions if we don't have questions? If we don't have curiosity, and that's the goal. I want to spur movement. Investigation and conversation. I care about humanity because, again, I care about myself. I want to connect with more people. I wish to help, but also be helped with this exchange. I care about myself enough to not make my sickness a world of ill. Illness does not have a home here. Nope, you're invasive, sick. You're pooping the party. Like, you're done. No, get out. I see people laugh to their sick guts and throw up all the same. It's a sore sight, and it's not for me. It's not, yeah. I care about humanity enough that I consume nourishment for a body to be well prepared, to be in tandem with the best the earth has to offer. I care about humanity enough to prepare, to care for humanity. I'm trying to be future-minded in this sense. And it's not uncool to care. Like, I know it seems overwhelming and kind of corny, the beauty, the hope, the positivity, but We literally need that shit, bruh. You know why? Like, cause you're here. Like, I don't, do you know what that means? That means an entire world cared enough to facilitate your parents, friends, teachers, inspirations, foods, growth, enough to raise you from nothing to where you are now. Don't you see that? Like the accumulation, the condensation of dreams that you are, that brings you a dream of your own. I want y'all, and I'm going to do this myself. Step outside yourself for a moment to anchor in the home you have within you. That might seem like a paradox. Life is paradoxes, bruh. You got to deal with that if you want to make something shake. But realize no external actor can invade your set, your mind, spirit, and body. Nobody can. You know, we are fortresses for those we call family and the energy we keep for extending our light on the kingdom. And this is a reminder for me, but like lock in, care. Please care. I'm going to be so real. Sometimes you don't even have to care about humanity because it can be scary or even stupid to some people. And it's like, understand you're scared, understand your fear and your unwillingness to be misunderstood. And that's natural. But honestly, you have to follow your own compass at the end of the day. Love yourself, care about you enough that your home isn't to hell. That love can be an actual active force in your life. You feel me? I know it's hard. It might even be painful. Pain is consistent in every corner of this green earth, consistent across all stories in this phenomenon we call life, but it's beautiful nonetheless. We can listen to music of pain. We can watch visuals of pain and feel comfort and a home there. But silence? Silence can make someone's mind run mad. Ain't that like, that's kind of crazy. I care about humanity because silence has made me mad. I care about humanity because silence is consistently something people have produced in me as a confrontation with my worst and best parts. Both are magnified under the clear glass of silence. And those have been some of the most important moments of clarity that have produced not war, but progress within me. And I care about humanity enough to look for the difference between the two. War, progress. There's a difference. And I hope you try that too. Thank you for watching this video. I really care about you guys and only try to give you the content you deserve and need for this trying time in the world. As always, if you have a question or just want to start a conversation sparked by something I said, put it down in the comments below. If you like this video and want to read my writing, I have a blog called THE.MAZIST on Substack where I try to post weekly there as well. Link is in the description box below. Thank you so much for your time and energy. But for now, Maze out. Peace.